Are we recording? Yes, we are. One of the questions I get asked frequently is that how to find an employer who's willing to sponsor you for a visa in Australia. I will answer this question in two parts, which is for people who are currently in Australia and for people who are currently outside Australia. If you are a person who is currently in Australia and working in your nominated occupation, what you can do is you can go and speak to your employer. You never know, they might be willing to sponsor you. There's obviously, as you know, there's a massive skill shortage in Australia, and especially in parts of regional Australia. There are employers who are willing to sponsor you and who are eager to find workers. Therefore, if you speak to them, they might actually be willing to sponsor you. Now, a lot of employers and even candidates, applicants, would not know much about the process. So it's always good to speak to your consultant, migration consultant, and get them to have a chat with your employer as well. Educate them on the process, on how to sponsor these workers. If you are a person who is outside Australia, what you can do is apply for these jobs. Now, last week I was driving to this regional town in Victoria and stopped at a cafe. Had a chat with the owner, and what he told me was that I introduced myself as a migration agent, and what he told me was that he is actively looking for workers. And I asked him what was his plan to find workers, how is he going to do it. And he told me that he has posted an advertisement on Seek or Indeed, I can't remember which one of that, and he still has not found a worker, the right worker. What you sometimes say is that I can apply for the job since I'm outside Australia, but they wouldn't hire me. You could be wrong. Actually, there's a lot of people who apply from outside Australia and have managed to find employers or secure employers who are actually willing to sponsor them. So apply for the jobs, have a proper resume, a proper cover letter, and you might well be able to find an employer who's willing to sponsor you for a visa. Now, how can you find this is through Australian job sites, and if you are in LinkedIn, you might find people or pages which have publicly advertised sponsoring job. Now, recently, even the government has been pushing more towards or supporting more towards the employer-sponsored program, because I believe that they understand that the general skill migration program is a little bit flawed. Because if you look at the points or the English requirement for some occupations, you don't need that level of English of proficient or superior English to do those occupations. And also, if you look at the point system, the number of points you require, the time it takes to get an invitation, and also the processing time for these skilled visas, it's way too long. And there's a massive skill shortage, and the employers who are in Australia, they require workers fast to fill these jobs. So recently, in the recent months actually, the processing time for visas like the 482 has been way faster. Sponsorship and nomination applications sometimes get approved in 24 hours, which is pretty much unheard of. So these are very good visa options, and it's beneficial for not just the applicant but also for the employer to fill out these jobs fast. So it's a good move by the government, and there's a number of changes which are due to happen by the end of this year with regards to employer sponsored visa. There's a new visa coming, the skills in demand visa, which is a 3-tier system. A lot of changes have been announced, but we'll probably have to wait for the legislation on how these changes are actually going to happen.